Whom are you going to blame for earthquakes? Whom are you going to blame for hurricanes? Whom are you going to blame for tornadoes? Whom are you going to blame for floods? Huh? Politicians? I mean, they're in positions, they can do some things to help the people, but they can't save the people. Politicians can't save people. That's why Allah says in this verse, حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تُمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Do your duty to God as He expects us to do our duty to Him. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. And do not die except in total submission to God. What does that mean? That we should make all efforts at all times to be in submission to God. Be in submission to Allah. What is submission to Allah? Doing what He expects from us to do at all times. Because we really don't know what can happen, my brothers and sisters. We really don't know. It's a sad time. How many signs do we need? Look at what happened a few days ago. Look at what happened a few days ago here in South Florida. And for viewers worldwide, maybe you probably have your own historic events taking place in your countries, in your towns, in your cities. But yesterday we had a meeting at the Broward Sheriff Office. He had a meeting with all the clergy and pastors here in South Florida. I happened to have been invited, mashallah. And he was telling us about the crash that took place with the helicopter. Did you guys see that on the news? Think about that. That's a fire service helicopter going to save someone and could not save himself. The officer in the helicopter a couple days ago, it's a Broward Sheriff Fire Service Emergency Services helicopter. The officer that was going with that helicopter was going to help save someone. And he himself crashed. And here the next thing, the helicopter fell on an apartment building. So if you and I think that we are safe in our $1 million homes, yeah, you leave Miami, you're going to Jacksonville, you're going to Orlando, you're going to California, you're going to New York, you think you're running from something. You can't run from anything. You can be sleeping comfortable on your bed, in your home, in your apartment, and the helicopter fell on the apartment and killed the lady inside her apartment. So where are you going to run? Yeah. They can tell you run when the flood is coming. They can tell you run when the hurricane is coming. Yeah, so we got to do what we have to do. We got to do what we have to do. Nobody says no. You got to make the effort. But what about that? They tell you stay indoors when there are problems and difficulties. And here the helicopter fell on the apartment and killed the lady inside her home. So then, are we safe in our own homes? Doesn't matter what house you live in and where you live. It doesn't matter, Brother Zad, what kind of security you have around your community, yeah? Some people live in some very expensive security communities, but a helicopter can still fall on your home. The helicopter can still fall. An aircraft can still fall. So why do we live this life forgetting God? Why do we live this life without Allah? And for the benefit again of our non-Muslim guest here today, Allah, the God, the none like Him. Why do we live our life without God? حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. That's why Allah says, do your duty to God. Obey His commands. Do what He expects from us. We don't know. We're having a lot of signs nowadays. It's enough for us to change our life. But you know, there's a famous Urdu saying, Aqal mandiyo ke liye ishara kafi hai. Huh? For intelligent people, signs are enough.